Hey, what's going on guys? LJ here from LJ Films, and today we're taking a look at a projection lens. Alright, so my last video, I reviewed a light called the ZGRL80. It's a 60 watts light that has a built-in battery. We're also taking a look at a product that's from the same company called the MF-08. So essentially what this is a projection mount that attaches in front of your light. And with this attachment, you are able to create different shapes of light. Now, why is this interesting for filmmakers? A lot of filmmakers, we are kind of limited to the light modifiers. And oftentimes people try to put barn door, Fresnel, softbox, book light, a lot of different kind of modifiers to create something that's very pleasing to the eye. But sometimes filmmakers want to be unique and create something that's very artistic. And that's what's unique about this product. So without further ado, let's take a look at the unboxing video. All right, this just may be the next game-changing item for filmmakers. Let's check it out. All right, so this is a product called MF-08. So what it basically is a spotlight projection lens, and it is a Bowens mount. Pretty interesting. This seems to be the trend these days for lots of filmmakers, photographers, where they shape the light with gobos. And this is a budget option for those who can't really afford for a projection mount. So yeah, let's see what else comes in the box. They sent over some gobos as well. Okay, that's a lot. So you have different shapes of different gobos. So let's see what this is. Okay, so I think this is the color filters for your projection lens. So I think this thing actually attaches in front of your lens like this. So you take this thing off, put this right here, or maybe you can put it right here so it fits right in. So, and also they're also giving out this case that you can store your gobos. So it's a nice touch. There you go. So that was the unboxing of the MF-08. Now, what's unique about this product is that not only you can shape your light in any way you want, you are able to mount it into a Bowens mount. And I think that's the big advantage here. Because when it comes to Bowens mount, that is a spotlight or a projection lens, it usually costs minimum of $300 and above. And the cheapest I found, I think, was from Godox or iFootage. These companies create good products for what it is, but of course, the price point is something that's not accessible to someone who's starting out or is just a content creator who wants to just make the quality of their content a lot better. So this is something that's very good for the price. Now, the most important part of this whole thing is how you can use it on set or how you can maximize it into the way you want. Now, first and foremost, this MF-08 product actually recommends that you use a light that's below 300 watts. After testing this unit, I can see why that is recommended. Because some time of using this light with my 100 watts light, after about 10 minutes of use, you can actually feel the heat coming from this unit. So this product actually does get hot, but not to a point where it's too big of a deal. But this product does get hot, so that's something to be cautious of. Now next, let's talk about the barn doors, right? Most projection lens does come with a barn door that you are able to control the shape of light or mimic it into the way you want. But this particular unit does not come with a barn door. I wish that's something that they added. Next, what you can see here is a placement where you can attach your gobos. So you always got to be cautious to mount your attachment where the gobo stays on the top. And when it's attached like so, you are able to adjust the angle of your gobos to make fine adjustments of the angle of your gobos. Let's talk about a few quirks. First thing that I've noticed is that when you attach this in front of your light, it heavily reduces down the intensity of the light. When it comes to spotlights, from what I know, the spotlight actually intensifies your light a bit brighter, so you are getting more intensity. But in terms of this, it works pretty much like a snoot. So when you attach it, you got to keep in mind the intensity of the light actually goes down. That's to be expected. And if you're familiar with a snoot, you kind of know what this actually means. Now let's talk about the focus ring itself. The focus ring itself is attached at the very tip of the lens. It's pretty straightforward how to use the focus ring. All you gotta do is turn the knobs clockwise and counterclockwise to fine tune to the way you want. But I've kind of noticed that the focus throw is quite long. So you really gotta spend your time adjusting the focus itself. Because when it comes to spotlights, what you're able to do is push out and push in the lens. That really simplifies the process and it saves a lot of time. But no problem with it. It focuses well the way you need. And it's kind of a pro to actually have this on a product that's at its cost. Now at the very tip, you are able to add color gels in front of your light. So you are able to attach some things like color green or color blue. And if you don't have any RGB lights on set, you have these color options that you can maximize to however you want. Now the second thing that I've kind of noticed is that the design here at the very center, it does have little circle holes. Now I think they've designed this in this way so that the heat itself can disperse, but the downside of having these holes is that you get a light leakage. If that's something that you need to control, I think you can find creative ways to block the light with something like a cinefoil. Right, so let's conclude this review. How is this useful to filmmakers? And it is something that I do recommend. Definitely, it's something that I do recommend. I think it's one thing that every filmmaker should have. If you don't have a budget to get a spotlight, at least get a projection lens because that's going to help you in the long run. There are some types of shots as filmmakers that we cannot achieve in post without a certain tools. And one of them being is a spotlight or a projection lens. Things like haze machine, a projector for projecting a beam of light, or things like spotlight. These are things that it's actually good to have as a filmmaker. You are able to cheat a snoot by creating a small hole in front of your lens and making sure that only that spot gets the light source. But when it comes to projection lens, you do get the advantage of the focus ring. That's something that you do not get out of a snoot. For what you get for the price, I think it's a good investment. There are also mini projections lens out there right now that's trending that you can attach it directly to your Xeon, Ulanzi, small rig. But having a universal Bowens mount is a lot more beneficial to carry around and more versatile to be actually carrying this on set. So that was my review of the MF-08. I highly recommend this. If you guys are interested, there'll be a link down below. And I believe the company right now is doing a 10% or 15% sale. So that's something you guys should check it out. And I'll see you guys on the next one.